Welcome to Same Spit Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast, and it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification. If you clicked on this video to hear about Gillie speak on his son, Killer, and also being in the streets, I need you to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Now, Spit Squad, Gillie was on Club Shay Shay. It was a great interview. He dropped some gems, and he didn't drop some gems. But overall, man, I love Gillie because he's always authentic, and he always say what he believes, not just what people think they should hear. He not a yes man, so that's great. So he ended up talking about his son. Now, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I had posted a video, and I'll put that video in the end screen, where I basically gave a breakdown that the high school basketball star, the 17-year-old Noah, was responsible for, allegedly responsible for killing Gillie's son. And now today, Gillie confirmed that that guy was responsible for it. And he said he found out because the police called him and said, hey, this guy got killed. We were actually about to arrest him. So the 17-year-old basketball star who got killed by allegedly Cheese's cousin, Cheese's Gillie's son, that guy, Noah Scurry, was about to be arrested, and his life was going to be derailed anyway. Now, Gillie basically also talked about the fact that, you know, him and Cheese was at odds when Cheese passed away, because he was trying to tell Cheese, man, you trying to be in the streets, and there's no need for you to be in the streets. It's nothing to that. None of that is, you know what I'm saying? And so Gillie basically said Cheese didn't have to grow up like that. Now, he's not saying that he wasn't in the hood, because Cheese had cousins in the hood. He had family. He used to be in the hood, go through that, but he didn't have to live the life he was living. And Gillie kept it 100. Him and his son was at odds because his son was living a life that he didn't agree with. And in the Bible, they say that warning comes before destruction. So Gillie did everything he could. And then a lot of people was criticizing Gillie, saying, oh, your son, you letting him be in the streets, and you condoning what he doing. And Gillie didn't condone what his son was doing. So everybody, all of Hassan Campbell's, all of Charleston White's, who was basically saying that Gillie was the reason for what happened to his son. One, whether Gillie was condoning it or not, his son was still a grown man, and those were his actions to take, what he was going to do with his life. But the fact that Gillie had to come out and say that him and his son was at odds is, in my personal opinion, it's crazy that he have to address it, not because it's crazy for him addressing it, but because he probably only addressed it because everybody was basically trying to make it seem as if he was allowing his son or pushing his son into the streets. And one thing I got to say about all the people who said that, why would Gillie not be in the streets? Why would Gillie be positive? Why would Gillie give Young Thug game, the Baby game, who else did he give? King Von game. Like, why would Gillie give all of these people game? And why would Wallow give all of these people game, these young guys coming up in the rap game, street guys, whatever you want to call them, and not give his son and Wallow nephew game? It just doesn't make sense. So when you sit back and look at all of the criticism that Gillie got, I really don't think it was fair criticism, but I'm glad he was able to just put that out and say, yo, when my son died, me and him was at odds because I didn't want him in the streets. So salute to Gillie for the way he handled that, man, because Gillie could have threw his life away behind his son. He already knew who did whatever happened. And you got to think about this too, man. You knowing that this person done killed your child, but you seeing the city praise this person, and you seeing this person run around, shoot music videos. You seeing this player be held as an all-star basketball player. That is crazy. And also, I want to tell y'all, it's a full circle moment in this situation, right? Because not only was Gillie a rapper, but he was a street guy who played basketball just like this other guy, Noah Scurry. And Gillie would play basketball at school, come home on the weekends, commit robberies, and go back to school. And the only thing that happened where he didn't take his basketball career further is that he ended up getting caught up in a robbery case. It hit the press. They were saying he was living a double life. He was playing basketball, then he was coming home on the weekends and had robberies. And essentially, Noah Scurry was living that same type of double life. So
I also think that, you know, Gillie is not in the streets anymore, and Gillie is a man of the community, and Gillie is a man who has compassion for people. So I also think that Gillie feels sorry for both of them, right? And I think Gillie feels sorry from the standpoint of when he look at Noah Scurry, he probably look at Noah Scurry and see a lot of him in him from the standpoint of, damn, that was me who didn't have enough guidance and enough understanding of long-term thinking and where my life could go and how I could live and what I could be. And Gillie, to be honest with you guys, and although everything Gillie was doing was about money, he wasn't just with the rah-rah and the bang-bang. He wasn't just trying to shoot people just to shoot them or nothing like that. He kept a gun on himself to protect himself, and that's how he explained. He was about some money. But although Gillie was about money and he wasn't keeping a gun for the rah-rah, I'm sure Gillie look back on his life and say, yo, I went through a bunch of situations where the robbery could have easily turned into me having to smoke somebody's boots because they tried to reach or they tried to move or they tried to jump for the gun. So I think Gillie has some compassion when he actually looks at the young boy Noah Scurry. Now, I know a lot of y'all might feel like, nah, that ain't true, but Gillie is real, man. And so when we look at Gillie, man, we have to really appreciate the person Gillie is. We have to really appreciate what Gillie is doing for his community. And when we look at a lot of this stuff, we see a lot of celebrities and we laugh at them and we say, oh, they petty, or we say with them, it's up and it's stuck forever. They ain't never giving it up. They real. They keep that same energy. But when we look at Gillie, man, Gillie is giving the energy you want to create for yourself. Gillie had all the resources, all the money. He know all the street guys. He know all the rappers. He got all the access to everything he could have had to destroy Noah Scurry, but he didn't. He chose to go the right way about it. He chose to let everything play out. And one thing I want to say about his nephew, right, and that's Gillie's nephew, the one who allegedly got retaliation for cheese. Now, one thing we have to always think about is that, you know, things gonna play out how they supposed to play out, right? And so later on, we find out that Noah Scurry was about to get arrested. So if Gillie's nephew, who allegedly was responsible for killing Noah Scurry, if he would have waited another week or two, he would have gotten his get back, right? And he would have got his get back from the perspective that person is about to go to jail for a long time. They not finna be with their girl. They not finna be with their mama. They not finna be getting no women no more. They gonna be in a cell from 17 years old to basically what will probably be life or 30 years. And Gillie is so big in the community of Philly, and it would have been such a high profile case that guy Noah Scurry would have never gotten less than 30 years, 40 years, 25 years, something like that, right? But let what Gillie alleged nephew allegedly did as retaliation be a lesson to y'all, man. A lot of times you think you digging a hole for somebody else and you digging a hole for yourself. And like I said, if Gillie alleged nephew who allegedly killed Noah Scurry would have waited just 2 more weeks, Noah would have been off the streets and he would have been locked up forever. And Gillie nephew would have still been out balling, would have still been having chicks, would have still, like, all of that stuff, right? So and the reason I say that is because Gillie's nephew, alleged nephew, Cheese cousin, did get arrested. And they alleging that he is the one who killed Noah. So that's why I'm saying alleged, and that's why I'm able to say Gillie nephew, because it's already a paper out about him allegedly being arrested. But salute to all of my cinema cronies, man. I have a video about 50 Cent apologizing to Lil Meech. Y'all can check that out in my 50 Cent playlist. Right now, people are really loving that video. That video is at 48,000 views because I give great insight and I don't hold no punches. I don't try to pick sides or none of that. I just give it from my opinion. And y'all know what I say about my opinions. My opinions is facts. And if you like this video, support me by just hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button to help me grow my channel. Appreciate to all of the Spit Squad. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair. If you into sneakers, you a sneakerhead, you love seeing the new Jordans, Pumas, whatever it may be, Subscribe to Kicking It with Fairplay 2333. If you're trying to follow me on my basketball journey, my weightlifting and fitness journey, and also be inspired to get back on your fitness journey, subscribe to Fairplay, Flex, and Fadeaway. Also, any of these pages I just named, you can also find them on TikTok or Instagram.